Hello, and welcome back to their Dokkan battle video. So, the week of Kale ended, and to say that it was an experience would be an understatement. As a lot of you may know, I don't really like Kale too much. I think Kale has a lot of issues, mainly when it comes to the fact that she needs this active to even survive, which, I mean, Universe 6 is not a team right now, right? I mean, sure, you can say, okay, well, Kefla is good, Tekalifa is nichely good in some fights, Vados is solid, you know, their physical hit is okay. You have these two free-to-play cards, they're alright, but, like, you're not running a lot of them on the team. And if you're gonna end up using Kale, you're definitely not using Kale's team, because if you get double Kale in a rotation, it's just a death sentence, right? And so you're probably gonna end up running her on one of her other 200% lead teams where you're flooded with better units. It's just there's no reason to have a bunch of these Universe 6 allies when you could run Tech UI, AGL UI, Gogeta. Like, you don't need these guys, right, on the Kale team. So Kale just struggles because she needs those Universe 6 allies, and if she doesn't have them, she turns into paper mache. It's really interesting. We did win quite a few. I don't think, did we ever lose? I don't think we ever just, like, straight up lost. Oh, actually, no, we did, like, once or twice, right? Just, like, she died and I ended the video, that kind of thing. Which was kind of funny, but, like, I don't think it really matters that much. But, like, we had a lot of wins this week with Kale, and it's just, like, sure, you could probably win with her on the team, but it's going to take a lot of luck, and she really doesn't do too much, so there really isn't a whole lot to say about Kale besides she's pretty dead. She's pretty dead. Sure, you can say, oh, she might be fun watching her do her 4 super attacks, but the help Kale needed was last year when she came out. If she would have gotten the same power of Easy A's that she got, that came out this year for Universe 6, maybe Kale would have been in a lot better spot last year and actually looked like a top TOR in the game. I never thought that she was better than God Goku or Gamma 1 or any of those guys. And I think I'm just correct on that, and especially because she's aged pretty awfully. Her stats are just way too low for anything to be remotely relevant. So that's where Kale's going to go. Not great, not amazing, pretty mediocre. Let's go ahead and get a new character. I don't know who would be good. There's a lot of Super Saiyans in here, and I do now have the Super Saiyan trio of Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, so I can actually, like, make use out of them, and it could be kind of cool. But this is probably going to go really terribly, whoever I get, because the majority of the characters we have left are pretty bad. There's like 3 that are even remotely usable. I really hope it's not Turles. I don't like Turles either. Alright. Let's go ahead. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see who we get for this week. Alright, who is it? Oh! Finally getting our first Part 1 anniversary character. The Z Spirit Bomb. Okay. They can actually be kind of good because, again, they are on the Super Saiyan Goku, Gohan, and Trunks team. Like, if we pull them up, hold on, what's the best way for me to do this? Like, if we pull them up, that team is, like, kind of legit. Where is it at? Because it's not there. like this unit is going to be able to make them look really goddamn good. So, I mean, I hope this goes well. If you want to see their 200%, they don't have that many, but they have some decent ones. This could go really well. I'm excited. Let's go ahead, hop in game, see how this goes, and let's try to make something work here. So we're back, and I did actually manage to find a rainbowed friend of the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. Whoa, that is an interesting build. Now, here's what I have for them, right? Just so that y'all can see what I have. I have mainly crit and some additional. Now, nowadays, I don't know if that's going to be, like, optimal for them, just because, like, I had that like that so that they can be able to stack, like, and then actually crit on their Spirit Bomb. Because remember, the way they work, right, they build up crit chance, like, a bunch, in base form, but they don't have any crit chance in the Spirit Bomb mode. So it ends up being a situation where you're not able to actually crit on the big crit attack, right? It just ends up being just one massive, like, ball of damage that doesn't crit, which is kind of annoying, but it is just a thing that happens with them, right? There's nothing we can do about that. We are in the Family Kamehameha Blue Zone stage here, and that is because I wanted to just stack up a bunch with them and see, like, how high I could get their stats to look. I don't know how well they're gonna do. They'd look significantly better for on the double Goku, Gohan, and Trunks team, which we will run. I did build a team for that, but I didn't want to also just test out their team. I mean, because they do lead a good team, right? They have Final Trump Card and Power of Wishes, and then 30% to Connected Hope and Majin Buu Saga. The extra 30% is really not going to do a whole lot for us. I mean, we have a couple characters that are on that. Gogeta's on there. Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is on there, like Super Z Gotenks. And besides that, that's pretty much it. Because I don't think these guys are on Connected Hope, like, at all. There's not really a whole lot of, like, really powerful Connected Hope characters. Oh, no, they are! Okay, cool. So they are getting to 20%. That's good. Who else is on here that's potentially useful? Well, the Family Kamehameha is on here, but I don't have them, so we're not using them, obviously. Then you have the Gammas could be useful. You may be able to get use out of S tier Vegito. Tech Ultimate Gohan is on here. That's nice. They're having a good rotation right now. Remember, they are having one instance of the buff from Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. The one thing about them, though, that you do have to keep in mind when running them alongside Goku, Gohan, and Trunks is that their standbys conflict with each other. They have the same standby type, which is really annoying. Like, they introduced the standby mechanic, right? And they only gave us different ways to build up standbys, but they made two of them, or they made like a lot of them the same type of standby. So what that means is, really, that the majority of the standbys are charge counts, where you have to build up a certain amount of charges in order to actually, like, get the attack off, right? Or get the finish skill or whatever, right? And how that ends up working is, even though they're charging up in different ways, they all end up being just considered under the label of a charge up standby, which means you can't use multiple at the same time. It's kind of conflicting. The only standbys that you can use at the same time are revive standbys and a charge skill. You can't use a charge skill and charge skill, and you can't use two revive standbys, because obviously, how the hell do you make that work? Because a lot of the revive standbys, if you don't use them, they're like, if they don't die, like, something is wrong here, right? They're all designed to die. The two that we have. I'm pretty sure there's only two, right? The GT Spirit Bomb and then 23rd Ultimate Goku are the only ones with a revive standby, as far as I know. I don't think we've had another one since. One of them might be, like, gone in my memory, but I 11 million off the start for the rainbowed one. Remember, this one for some reason is built full additional, which, like, why? Like, they have so much built-in additional already that you really don't need that much in order for them to potentially get their hidden potential system additional super attack. Now, remember, to get into their standby, you either have to be on turn 4 having done 4 supers, or be under a certain amount of HP, right? I'm pretty sure that's the condition. I know it's turn 4 supers, I just don't remember the second half. It is 50% HP. You have to be underneath. So we're gonna try to build that up here and get massively buffed. Bulma is specifically here because not only is she an amazing Power of Wishes character, right? But she also can Giga Charge every single one of these charge type standbys. So we're gonna make use out of that here. And then just try to see if we can get them looking really good. I didn't see how many stacks mine got, my 79% one. So let's go ahead and check real quick what they're looking like now with their defense. Alright, let's see. 700k with only one instance of Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, and then Bulma support. That's not bad. Like, that's not bad at all. Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna have Goku, Gohan, and Trunks attack Goten, and then these guys can attack Trunks. I want to get them built up, like, really, really high. Remember that every single super type I do is raising their defense a bunch. Eventually, right, when we get deeper into this fight, they'll be able to sit in slot 1. Just because this fight isn't really too hard. It is long, though. That's why I'm in here, right? Just because it's really long. So we should be able to stack up with them like an absolute fuck ton and see how high we can actually get their defense looking. When we're in their standby, actually, I think we should be able to do standby with the other one, which I might do, right? Just have one go into the standby immediately, and then the other one just stack up a bunch. I think we might be able to do that. How long does it last for again? 5 turns? We could probably get through this fight in 5 turns, I think. Right, try to get to the end in 5 turns. 12 million. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. That's solid. It's not enough to damage Goku and Frieza, especially because they're a physical unit. They missed their 70% chance. And then 800k on the additional super attacks. Okay, remember, this one's guaranteed for them being at 24 key. Another really great thing about them that I'm glad they brought back with the Family Kamehameha character is that these guys get permanent key every single time they super, or is it every single time they attack? No, yeah, it's every time they super, they get a permanent key, which is really helpful. It just allows them to be constantly overflowing with ki. Plus the fact that they get additional ki per key sphere obtained in slot 2. Like a lot of additional ki in slot 2 and 3, so I mean, they're able to build up pretty freely. One thing I always gotta remember about this fight is how goddamn tanky this first phase is. I feel like I'm always in here the longest. And it's just like, we're not even gonna kill Trunks on this time. So maybe I won't transform right away then. I'll give them one more turn each. They're able to transform, right? Yeah, I'm not doing that yet. I'll hold off on doing that just yet. Yep, and they get 24 keep pretty easily. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to click that, but it is what it is. And remember that Gogeta here is also stacking up. I want to eventually have Gogeta in slot 2, right, when we get them built up enough to do that. Or at least, I'll probably stand by the rainbowed one. In all honesty, they're probably the one I'm going to stand by. I think we might die if they don't kill Goten. Because I misclicked the key for Gotenks. So I'd really like for these guys to start critting. Remember that the Z Spirit Bomb, right? They do build up crit up to 50% chance with every single super deck perform. So, I mean, they should crit Goten for a decent amount, right? 11 million. They don't have any support on this rotation. I can't believe I misclicked with Gotenks' key, man. Yeah, just keep critting. Okay, I need you to do the supers, though, man. Thank you. Oh my god. Oh no, he's fine. Okay. But we are still on this damn phase. I'm not gonna do that. There's no point in that. What are they at defensively? Almost at 1 million. Just a raw million. I mean, that's okay. It's not enough, I don't think, to push them into like safe slot 1 range. But I mean, it's a decent little amount. I'll stand by with the other one next turn, and then we'll just kind of keep stacking with Gogeta in slot 2. Maybe I'll skip around a little bit, like until we're farther in the video, because it's pretty much just gonna be this like every single goddamn turn, because this fight is just that kind of tanky. All right, let's go ahead and play this standby, and then we can. Well, actually, let's transform into Gogeta first. And because like we don't need to see that animation. We've seen that animation like a billion times. All right, let's stand by with the rainbowed one and see how they are looking. Remember, but in their standby, they are practically invincible. There's almost nothing that can actually take them out, like, at all. It is kind of funny that they're built like that, right? Where you just kind of let them sit in slot 1 and they get a ton of damage reduction per orb collected. We got 7 there, so they have, I think, like, what? It's like 58, right? Percent or 45 or something like that. It's whatever. But point being, they have a bunch of damage reduction, and they just kind of just vibe in slot 1. and kind of just chill, and we're gonna be able to just burst through the rest of this fight pretty casually, right, with the rest of our units. Because we do have a lot of really high damage dealers. Mainly these guys are gonna be the ones carrying a lot of the damage on their back. Right? They're gonna be completely fine in slot 2. They should also link up really well, right? Yeah, they share 6 links. That's pretty good. So this is actually like a solid little rotation now that you can do. Okay. Interesting. I did not realize that. What link do they have that's different? Oh, it's probably because they don't have Kamehameha, right? They have Tough as Nails instead. Which Tough as Nails is a good link, but like, how the hell are you activating that? Like, who are you getting that active with? Like, there's literally nobody that they have a team with that they share that with. Well, actually, is Majoob on Power Vision? Or on the team with them? I mean, that's not connected Hope, but they don't lead connect Hope. I don't know. I don't know who you're supposed to activate that with. Whatever. Alright, what's this one's defense looking like now? Okay. Over 1 million already on turn 7. It's not like the most insane thing, right? It's not the most wild and out there potential situation. And we can get a 11 key with Gotenks. Gotenks is kind of like counterproductive to what we're doing here. Alright, because we want to build up a bunch of charges. I'm going to build up probably until the final turn of their standby, because remember, you can have them for 3 turns basically, because on the 5th turn, I mean, like, yeah, you can keep them in there, but like then you wasted the charges. Alright, so we'll probably keep them around for a little bit, see what we can do what we want to see, the big damning numbers. I'll let this turn play out, and then I'll probably skip forward a bit until we drop the Spirit Bomb and see just how much damage it does, because it probably will do a stupid amount of damage, like a really dumb amount of damage. We're gonna make sure that we do get the Bulma active in there as well with it. I really hope they crit. I don't know why the Rainbow one is built additional. Like, that doesn't help in any form of them. Like, the only things that you could even remotely get out of this character is crit and dodge. They don't need additional, like, literally at all, because, like, their best part about them is their standby. They can't attack in their standby. Do they take damage from this? They shouldn't, right? They do. That's terrible. Okay. 22 million out of Gotenks. Thank you, buddy. I really like Gotenks. Gotenks is great. Additional? Nah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip around a bit. I'll just take a look at the funniness here, right? They do share 6 links when I have legendary power active. Very nice. Very nice. All right. Yep. I'm just gonna grab these orbs and I'll come back once we're about to drop their Spirit Bomb, and we'll see just how much damage it does. It should do a really good amount. Realistically, it should just one-shot whatever phase of this boss that we're at. So yeah, I'll come back once we're on that phase. I probably could have left Bulma on rotation, that way we could use her active. Or I could have just used it here, it's whatever. Alright, but I'll be back once we're about to drop the Spirit Bomb. So we're back, and we're about to drop the Spirit Bomb here. Now we got 92 charges, which isn't like as much as we could have gotten, because we could have used Bulma's active as well to boost this up a little bit. But let's just go ahead and drop this 92 charge Spirit Bomb and see how much goddamn damage it does. I really hope it crits. And of course it doesn't crit because the friend is built with additional for some goddamn reason. They're still at 1 million defense even though they've been in the standby for the majority of the fight. It could have been a little bit better. You could have seen slightly more damage just raw from that, but like, again, they didn't crit, so I'm not gonna reset for a crit over and over again. That's just kind of pointless. Like, it'll just be them killing the boss instead of, like, Gogeta doing it. Which is, like, cool, I guess. But we don't really need to do that. Mine, on the other rotation, it's been stacking the entire time. So I'm very curious to see what their level of defense is going to look like next turn. Just because they've been solely stacking up defense the entire fight. It is going to be an STR enemy, so I'd be interested to see what they take from the super attack. I think their raw defense alone is probably enough to protect them. Okay, well, they're not going to have to get super attacked, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Also, by the way, they do share 6 links with the Goku, Gohan, and Trunks, which is pretty good. Alright. I am going to do this. Yeah, 1.5. Or basically 1.5 million defense. We'll get that. No physical key, which is kind of annoying, but that is what it is. Get all these orbs. And then we are going to pop the Bulma active, right? Just to see. They're 1.7 now. Okay. I mean, that's pretty good. 1.7 million defense is nice. It's a good amount. I don't think it'd be enough to live pretty much any hard boss super in the game. But, I mean, that's not bad at all. I mean, it's okay. It definitely is alright. And we are in their offensive slot, right? If I put them in slot 1, then they'd have an additional 100% defense. They don't really get any other stats at all from, like, anything. They just get their stacks and then their defense per if they're in slot 1. So they're kind of just pretty basic, all things considered, right? You just kind of set them stacked. 1.7 million raw defense is good, right? But, like, it's not, like, by itself, it's not really gonna do you much good, right? It's gonna protect you from the majority of normals in the game, but it's not really gonna protect you from any super attack from, like, a hard boss. Like, they would still die to Golden Freeze on 17 with 1.7 million defense. They would still die, which is kind of sad. Right? Because you'd expect a little bit better. But, I mean, what are you gonna do? To get more defense? How? How? How are you gonna get more? Like, that's all they have. What I would really like to see is them getting, like, stats upon attacking when they EZA. Right? Because I know I say when they EZA, right? And somebody might be like, oh, that's insane, they're not gonna EZA for so long. But they EZA, like, not too long from now. Right? Because you gotta think, the year 7's easy in a few months. And then only a little bit after that is them. It's a year later. So, I mean, it's not that far off if you really think about it. It could happen. Well, it's gonna happen on year 11. Right? It's when they ECA. And we're about to hit year 10 in like 3 months. So, yeah. Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. We're a little under 15 months away from seeing their ECAs, which I'm hoping are stupidly broken and very silly and make me giggle and laugh and go, ha ha ha, that was so silly and funny and cool when I use them and they do like 50 million turn 1. That'd be fantastic. I'd love that. I would love that. Can we get the counter on this? Aww. 36 million from Gogeta, by the way. He's also very good. he's pretty damn good. What a silly card that is. what a silly little card. We're gonna be seeing a lot of him this week because he is on pretty much every single team with them that we're gonna run, which is this team and then the Goku, Gohan, and Trunks team. Those are the only 2 teams we're probably gonna run this week. They are on like Super Saiyan 3 Goku's leader skill. They're not on the 200%, but they're on the leader skill. But, like, I don't really want to run Majin Buu Saga, to be honest with you. And the other teams are just not relevant anymore, so I'm just going to not do that. And instead just kind of focus on their own team and then Goku, Gohan, and Trunks. I feel like we're probably going to see the best out of them on the Goku, Gohan, and Trunks team just because they're going to have the double Goku, Gohan, and Trunks support, which is just going to make them look silly. Right, it's gonna make them look really goddamn funny, good. But besides that, it's probably That's probably all we're gonna see out of them, even remotely usable. But they're fine. They're a funny card. At least their standby's good. Though it does make it so that you can't use the Goku and Trunks standby or the Family Kamehameha standby if you have them on the team, which is kind of annoying. Alright, so there is that conflict. So you gotta really think about that kind of stuff when you're building out these teams like that. Jesus Christ, Gotenks, chill, man. At least he basically ensured that we're killing with the Miraculous Punch, is that what it's called? Just kind of silly things here. All right, let's just collect a bunch of key spheres here. I should probably mine. Yeah, I should probably mine in front just in case it doesn't kill. You can also see the difference in their key, right? Which one has been stacking a bunch and which one hasn't. All right, let's just drop this Miraculous Punch and then that'll be the end of the video. If it kills or not, who cares? This is the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think about day 1 and how this week is going to go for the Z Spirit Bomb duo in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.